we're taking a look at an iconic lightsaber from a great Star Wars video game. This is the Starkiller lightsaber played by Sam Witwer himself. How accurate is this lightsaber to the video game? Now, this is definitely one of my top 5 favorite lightsabers. So let's get in the studio and check it out. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. Well, today we're taking a look at the Starkiller lightsaber. And this is one of those video game lightsabers that have stood the test of time. It's kind of based on, the top of the Graflex, and it's all broken apart. You can see the exposed kyber crystal, but it's got that old nostalgic feel because it kind of looks like something we know, but it's different enough that we're like, holy crap, that thing is really cool. And this is definitely one of those top 5 lightsabers for me. Now, I don't have a specific favorite, but I definitely have like those top handful that if I was to sell everything else, I would keep those. Now, Starkiller, as you know, was played by Sam Witwer, and he also voices other characters like Darth Maul. Kenobi! Now, I would love to play like a PS5, like a really new, revamped, it could be the same exact story, I don't care about that, but I would love to replay those games, but on the PS5 system with all new ray tracing and graphics and everything, it would definitely revive those games. Why do we only have them in video games? And Disney, really? Come on, Starkiller? We can't get something from Starkiller that would be really cool to see? Sam Witwer is literally right there. Now, the creation of this lightsaber was really cool because we got to see Starkiller kind of putting this together with the Force right in front of Darth Vader, kind of all coming together, and then they kind of fell apart. But, that was a great moment to see because I don't think I've ever seen something like that before. So this is going to be really cool to review. I haven't reviewed a Starkiller lightsaber, I think, in about 2 years. This was the LGT version. Very, very good version of it, but I did a ton of modifying and sanding and repainting and weathering. So this isn't exactly the one that you would buy. I do believe this is still available, but you wouldn't be able to buy this like this. But this was a very, very nice version. They took all of that out of the equation and they gave us a weathered version, which looks like it could possibly come right out of the video game. So before we dig on into this, if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. Please drop down and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button for upcoming videos. I have loads of lightsabers and 6-scale figures that we're going to unbox on the channel. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and hanging out. Let's get into this unboxing. Now, first, I want to thank my friends over at Artsabers for sending this over for everybody to check out. I'll put a direct link and a discount code for you down in the description if you want to go and check this out. Let's dig on into this because this is awesome. Now, this lightsaber came in this really nice kind of velvety carrying bag here. I really like that. And the detail on this is phenomenal. Now, the cool thing about getting one of these bags is that if you want to store it away or put your accessories, blade plugs and stuff and everything in here, you can always put that in here and store it away. Now, you do get these fancy white gloves. However, it's not very shiny or glossy or anything really, so you don't really need this, but some of this chemical aging does come off on your fingers a little bit. So if you're not worried about that, then don't worry about the gloves. But it's cool that you have a set of white gloves in case you do have a lot of like chrome finished lightsabers and you kind of want to move things around and not get your fingerprints on anything. It's really cool to have some of these. Now, we do get the USB-C charging cable along with some extra retention screws and the Allen key for that. And then we have that turbine style, that typical standard blade plug that comes with everything. Now, I'm not going to use this blade plug. I have a bunch of my own. And actually, I just ordered a bunch of blade plugs on Etsy. I'll put a link to those below. So maybe I'll wind up using some of those in this instead. This is a Proffie lightsaber, so it does come with a full manual if you don't know how to use Proffie. That way, you have a step-by-step walkthrough of how to get to all the settings. And you do get a nice acrylic stand, which when you put it together will look like this. Now, over here we did get a really cool plaque. So you could pop the plaque right on in there. It does have double-sided tape, but I do recommend just leaving the tape on there, and I'll show you why. If you drop this in there and you do have the double-sided tape on there, it's kind of in there forever. You'd have to break the stand to get it out. So if you just leave it like that with the sticky tape as is, you could just pop it right out. Now you can pop your lightsaber right on there, and that will look really awesome on display. And then, of course, we have our pixel blade. Now, talk about funny. DHL and UPS just came at the same time, so we have even more lightsabers to come. I can't even imagine what these UPS and DHL guys, because a lot of the times it's the same person that drops everything off. They must think, you know, like this guy is constantly getting these lightsaber boxes and these Hot Toys boxes. What is going on in this house? Anyway, let's get back to this here. Now, this is a great version, just like the last one was, but this is a step up from that because this is already pre-weathered and it really does look very, very similar to the video game version. Now, Starkiller's neck was very thin, like a thin neck lightsaber, except it was in the middle here. Now, I think the problem with that is I'm not an installer, but I think the problem is the electronics here. You know, we do have the chassis right on inside here. So yeah, like what I was saying about the thin neck part, which should be like this section right around here, is that I think it's just simply a chassis limitation. Unless you have something from a higher end custom maker, it seems that they use a lot of the same old typical chassis because a lot of them are interchangeable. So they're kind of, I think, just designing around it. And I guess they have to have the wiring and the base of the crystal and everything in here. So they kind of need this space to be able to use these interchangeable chassis, or they would have to redesign everything. So again, I'm not an installer. I don't know if that's the reason, but I'm only thinking that that's probably the reason why these aren't very thin. Now, this is the same old chassis that we see all the time. We do have our Proffie. This is a Proffie board right there, 18650 battery. And right below there, we have our USB-C connector for charging. It feels like it's all made out of brass here, and it's also weathered up probably with brass black. This is all aluminum black, which is a chemical that reacts to aluminum and ages it and darkens it up. And for brass, you want to use what's called brass black, and it does look like they did that here as well. Really, really nice crystal section with a very nicely carved crystal. It does look like a cut away or broken off piece of crystal rather than a piece of plastic or some glass or anything that they stuck in there. Now, it's not an LED or anything, but you can see that that little window is transparent, so you're going to get some shine through from the blade. But, you know, I could put my finger over it, you can see that it does get blocked out. But I really like that you'll get some shine through from the blade in there. And right on top of that, we do have these two tactile buttons, which are the power and auxiliary.
Tell me, is this training?
All right, let's give this a go.
Dark Sith Red.
We've got flash on clash, lock up, blasters, so you can go forward in fonts by holding it up and hitting the auxiliary. And if you want to go backwards, just flip it upside down. Auxiliary.
Anakin.
To change the color, you're going to hit auxiliary and then power. And then you just give a twist. And when you find something that you like, let's go back to a blue. Just going to hit the power button. To adjust the volume, you're going to hold auxiliary for about a second. All right, and you're gonna hear that beep, and now you know that you're in volume mode, so it's volume up and volume down. When the tone changes, then you've hit the top or the bottom. Then you're gonna hold the auxiliary again for about a second to set it in. Now this is one of my favorite sound fonts. This is from Stargate, when the event horizon's kind of turning and the chevrons are locking. It's a very slow moving font, but I just love it. I'm gonna put it on the table here and turn the rest of the lights off so you can see this a little bit. I just really dig this font. So you can hear the event horizon kind of twinkling. And then you can hear the chevrons lock.
Chevron 7, lock. Chevron 6 engaged. Chevron 1 engaged. Chevron 3 engaged.
So if you are a Stargate fan like I am, I love all the Stargate stuff. This is a really cool font to have. And one more thing, if you want to put this in mute really quick so you don't wake up everybody while you're swinging this around, you're just going to hit the power button twice really quick. All right, and to get out of that, down and then just back up. All right, I think that is about it for this lightsaber. Thank you so much to Artsabers for sending this over for everybody to check out. I will put a direct link and a discount code for you if you want to check it out down below. Honestly, this is one of my favorite Star Wars games and one of my favorite lightsabers, and I really, really like this version. So let me know what you think down below, and while you're down there, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button to help support the channel, and I will see you all on the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world, my friends. See ya.